When it comes to home decor, trends, they come, they go, and often they come back again. In fact, many of the outdated styles that we've all closed the door on are expected to make a big comeback in 2018, especially in the custom and luxury home market. Designer Sita Montgomery is helping us look back and plan ahead with some of these up-and-coming design trends. It's always great to see you.
It's great to be here, as always.
You and I were just talking. It's kind of like an age trip in my mind because now I'm old enough to see trends cycle, and these trends fit into that category.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that's one of the things is that people are like, oh, things are coming back now more than ever. And the truth of the matter is I think that we're just old enough to finally see those trends cycle through, which is not a great feeling, but
right.
kind of indicative of where we are in life.
We're just getting up there. I mean,
yes.
These are the things my mom had in her home, and
right.
now you're saying it's the cool new thing to bring back.
Yes, absolutely, in modern ways. So there's a modern take and a more refined interpretation of what was in your house when you were growing up.
So we have to emphasize the modern take on this first trend, because now that we've just gotten used to our beautiful white cabinets with our dark wood floors, you're saying reverse that, dark cabinets are on their way back.
Yeah, so you guys are going to start seeing a reversal of the white cabinets. I mean, white cabinets are here to stay.
Classic.
They're classic, they're gorgeous. So if you're a white cabinet fan, you know, go with your white cabinets and love them because they're here to stay. But for those people, I have a lot of clients who have said, oh, white kitchens just feel really stark to me and I want something a little bit warmer. Well, this is the trend for you because we are going back to dark cabinetry.
How dark?
So really quite dark. So one of the major differences is that we're not going back to necessarily a lot of stained dark cabinetry, but we're doing painted dark cabinetry.
Okay.
So you're going to see colors like rich, deep charcoal grays and navies, and if you're really out there, even emerald greens and hunter greens. Yes, so we're going in a painted trend. And you can also do a two-tone kitchen to kind of incorporate some of that dark cabinetry trend, but still keep your kitchen light and bright with doing a different color perimeter and then doing your island one of those darker colors. But we're gonna really start seeing those dark cabinets come back into play.
Now hold on, what kind of longevity can I really get out of an emerald green kitchen?
Yeah, you know, it's funny because we've been seeing a lot of that in your Pinterest world and in your Instagram world. You're seeing these gorgeous hunter green cabinets.
It's tempting because they are gorgeous.
It is. I tend to be in my design style and with the clientele that I work with, I always try to stick with things that are more neutral, but I'm okay with painting an island or maybe a small laundry room or something green to bring in that trend because that can easily and for not that much money be changed down the road. I mean, I think the trend is here to stay for a number of years, so it's not going to be like next year you need to change that, but probably in 4 to 5 years it will be something you'd want to change. So I would say paint your island a really stunning color or paint some small cabinetry in another small room or a bathroom a stunning color like that to incorporate this trend.
So small doses.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
All right, let's talk about leather. A lot of us just possibly in the last couple of years got rid of that big clunky old leather sofa. Bringing it back?
Well, so we're not bringing back the clunky and the big and the overstuffed, but we are bringing back the leather. So now you're going to see it once again in a modern interpretation. So the leathers that you're looking for, the sofas and the chairs have really clean lines. So think mid-century modern, think a little bit more contemporary.
Now, what if my house isn't mid-century modern? Does this still have a place?
You know, there are also sofas that aren't necessarily mid-century modern, but we're just getting away from, like, you know, the big bulky padded arms that you had on the big brown leather couches of yesterday.
America loves.
Yes, absolutely. We'll try to find a compromise and still do the leather. The leather colors you're going to look for are like the umbers and even the charcoal grays, and there's even some gorgeous taupe leather that's out there that is just absolutely rich and beautiful, but you're going to see cleaner, straighter lines on those, and you can still bring that into a traditional home and make it feel kind of update it and make it feel a bit more transitional.
And is the appeal an aesthetic one? What is it about leather that we love enough to bring it back?
Yeah, so the appeal is twofold, I think. One, it's the richness and the beauty and the texture that it can bring into a room. The other is just really, you know, in Utah, I design for families, and it's very durable and family friendly. And so when you have a lot of kids, you're not having to worry about that leather couch, them crawling all over it, or, you know, with their chocolate milk or whatever it is, because it can wipe up easily. So leather is a great option. And now that we're seeing it come back in modern ways, you can definitely incorporate that back into your home.
You've already touched on a couple of color trends with the cabinetry and with the leather, and I'm hearing you reference jewel tones, the hunter greens, even the burgundies we saw in some of those sample photos. Is that where it's at?
Yeah, so it's funny because it's not hunter green and burgundy anymore. It's wine or Merlot and equestrian green, right? We're just putting these new terms to it.
But it's hunter green and burgundy.
It really is, yeah. So I think the difference that you're seeing here in home decor is that we're pairing those hunter greens and those burgundies with cooler colors and pastels. So you'll see a hunter green with a really pretty light aqua blue, which actually pairs really beautifully together.
I would never think to put those two colors together.
Or a wine or Merlot with a blush pink, and those colors pair very beautifully together, or with grays. So we're seeing kind of the mix. It used to be that we used to do burgundy and rust and gold. Those were kind of the colors that we're mixing, and we're getting away from sticking to just warm colors, or we're mixing the warm and the cool.
What rooms do you think best hold or play to the jewel tone palette?
You know what? I think really any room can. I've seen gorgeous home offices with jewel tones in them. I've seen family rooms with jewel tones, bedrooms. Really, it's a matter of personal preference. But for those people that felt like, you know, everything was too cool for them, I hear that a lot from people, like, everything's so cold, it's the grays.
That's how I felt about the grays, personally. Yeah. I just couldn't get on board with it.
Right, absolutely. And so for those people, this kind of comeback of the jewel tones is where it's at. So you can fully embrace it and bring that warmth back into your home.
And warmth and jewel tone with a pattern, or is it more just solid colors?
So really we're seeing a lot of both. We're mixing solids and patterns, and the patterns are, again, a more contemporary. I think you can think back to the paisleys of yesteryear, right? You can think back to that, but instead we're bringing them more in like the ECATs and the Suzanis and the ombres and geometrics. And so just, again, a modern interpretation of what was before.
Our last comeback trend, gold and brass.
Yes, and you've been seeing this for a while, right? Gold and brass. Well, I'm happy to report that it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. So if you just invested in all of your light fixtures and your plumbing fixtures going brass and gold, you're safe for the time being. So again, it's not the gold and the brass that you saw in the 80s, you know, and you cringed at. Gold and brass in brush tones, in antique tones, and then also with modern lines to it. So everything is kind of taking, even in a traditional home, to incorporate some of those modern lines, just makes it feel that much more updated. So.
Trends just play a number on my mind. It's funny, I think back to how long it took me to get on board with the gold, both in jewelry and accessories, and also home accessories and home decor.
Right.
And now gold feels like, I mean, the it metal. We're just so in love with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing is that really, you know, we say trends, but these do have quite a bit of life to them. So you can rest assured that if you're incorporating these trends into your home, it's not something you're going to have to change out right away, but you want to be smart about how you do it so that when we do see something else cycle back, that you can quickly make those changes to bring your home up to speed.
Easy exchange, and that's why we love you. We're not about chasing all of those flash trends here, but these do have staying power, like you said.
They do.
And beautiful application. Thank you for sharing. Where can we get more design inspiration from you?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Sita Montgomery Interiors, and then my website is just SitaMontgomeryInteriors.com.
So much pretty happening over there, both Sita and her work. So thank you so much. We appreciate it.